You're stuck and you're not sure exactly what to do about it. Well, the reason you're stuck is because your attention's been misdirected. You're not paying attention to the right thing because you don't know what that is. Because your doctor's not telling you about it. The weight loss industry definitely isn't telling you about it. You know it's your hormones, but injecting more estrogen, more progesterone, it's not going to help. I help hundreds of women who are on HRTs and more estrogen is not taking the weight off. So I'm going to start off with a story. Leilani. Love me some Leilani. She's an extrovert who shares her experience and she's really active in our group. But let's go back to before her and I met, before we worked together. Her doctor said, I did your blood work. Looks fine. Your hormones are fine. All you need to do is exercise more and eat less. She told her doctor, I'm already doing that. How much less can I eat? How much more can I work out? Went to her OBGYN. Pretty much said the same thing. Your hormone levels look fine. Did the blood work. And she was frustrated. So she started looking into different hormone weight loss solutions because she knew intuitively that her hormones were not aligned. Something was off. She wasn't feeling like herself, and the weight was definitely not coming off like it used to. If you talked to your doctor and your doctor said, don't worry, your hormones look fine, or this one, you're getting older, just the way it is, you're going to gain more weight. Not true, and it's not your doctor's fault because he or she's just going on their old textbooks, what they learned before, and it's not serving you. It's not accurate with today's research. Hormones matter, but it's not just estrogen. Now, your doctor gets judged and rated by giving you the right medication, the right prescription. The pharmaceutical companies train your doctor on the right prescription to prescribe in any given situation. They truly want to give you the right medicine or the right surgery, but they're not telling you the right way to handle this issue. Some doctors are, but mainstream doctors, mainstream health, they are not serving women correctly right now. Men either, but especially women. What if more meds are not the solution? What if the solution, what if you already have it? And what if it's not more exercise and dieting? There is a better solution, and there's a handful of practitioners doing it, and I'm here to share it. When and what you eat matter. Why and how you eat matter. Your heart, the beats of your heart matter. Your breath, your HRV, your heart rate variability, and your intention. Aligning your breath with your intention. This all matters. Your brain, you have 4 of them actually. We're going to narrow it down to 2. What's going on up here and what's going on down here. Up here you have your conscious and unconscious brain, and down here you have your heart brain and your gut brain. Neurons in all of them. They're all working together. And then you have your body. Your body, the more muscle mass you have, the better impact it has on your hormones, and the more body fat you have, the negative effect it has on your hormones. Now, all of these are related, and all of these impact your hormones. For each person, there's different ones we need to focus on first. For Leilani, it was her eats and her beats first. And it worked. And I asked her, I said, are you willing to do this completely different than what you're expecting? Completely different than what you've done in the past to lose weight? Completely different than what you think you need to do? She said, I'm willing. And as you can see, she got results. And her whole lifestyle changed without dieting, without doing the same old stuff she did in the past. I will show you that Leilani is a real person. If you haven't joined this group yet, please do. It is my private coaching group. And let's look up Leilani. There she is. Boom. And I love her because from the beginning, she would not only get the results, she shares them with other women in the group. She shares posts, recipes, things that we were doing, things I was doing with her in her own private coaching. She would share. And she shares this with as many people who are ready to put it into action. I'm showing you this to let you know that Leilani is a real person. She got real results, and this method really works. It is your hormones. But which one? Which 2? Which 3? It's because of your hormones. It's just this cliche lots of people are using to get you to click and do their program and listen to their sales spiel, or listen to how they're going to give you more diet and more exercise and frame it in a way that's for your hormones. The bottom line is you have lots of hormones and they all work together. So which one is it? When you go through menopause, women, your ovaries definitely do go into retirement. They stop making estrogen. Nothing we can do about that. Part of the natural evolution of a woman. But you may not know that when the ovaries go into retirement, another gland in your body steps up and starts making estrogen for you. So your hormones all work together. Whether you're 17 or 79, you'll make estrogen for the rest of your life. So women, you'll have a 28-day hormonal cycle for the rest of your life, even if there's no bleeding. And if any men are watching this replay, because I only see women on now, yes, testosterone goes down. But men, we have a much easier deal. We have a 24-hour hormonal cycle with testosterone going up and down, where women have a 28-day cycle with their hormones fluctuating. It's not our sex hormones going down that are causing the weight gain. It's the metabolism hormones not stepping up and turning fat burning back on. That's why we're gaining weight and can't take it off. We have something in our body called the HPA axis. Google it, look it up. I cannot believe more people are not talking about it. Your HPA axis is the hormone control center of your body. That combined with your brains in your head and the brains in your gut and heart, they control what your hormones are doing all the time. And when our HPA axis is out of alignment, our hormones are out of alignment and we are not healthy. And that can show up in your weight, your moods, your energy, diseases, aches and pains, inflammation. The list goes on. Your hormones control every bodily function. They are so intertwined with everything that's going on in your body that to just say someone has a hormone solution by isolating one hormone, it's a lie. They're all working together all the time. Now, your gut microbiome and the brain neurons in your gut, in your stomach area, very, very impactful. Here's how it works. Your four brains, your thinking mind and your default brain, program mind, that's your conscious and your subconscious, your heart and your gut brain, they're all sending messages to your hormones, and they all impact your hormones. Your breathing rate, parasympathetic nerve breathing, activating your vagus nerve with your breathing, impacts your hormones, impacts your heart rate. So all of these are impacting your hormones throughout the day. Your heart frequency, not just how fast it beats, but the emotional energy frequency of your heart. Your heart creates electricity currents, it creates energy, hormonal currents, it's releasing hormones all day long. Your heart matters. Eating strategy, and this one's the easiest one, and this is how you'll lose weight right away. Not just what you eat, but when and what, and why and how. Intentional eating absolutely comes into play here, because these all come together. And the only thing we have to do about working out is the more muscle we have, the healthier our hormones are. And if you came here to lose weight, I got a little image for you. Reframe it. We're here to lose this. I hold in my hands 5 pounds of body fat. It is a literal science prototype of 5 pounds. This is how much space it takes up in your body. So for every extra 5 pounds of fat you have, this much mass is somewhere in your body. So we are here to lose this. Not to lose weight, because we want to keep all of our lean muscle and lose as much of this as possible. The more of this we have, the less healthy our hormones are. So the moral of the story is when we get our hormones in alignment, our body fat will naturally go down. And these are the 5 factors when it comes to hormone alignment. It's not just one thing. You cannot just solve it with a magic pill, a magic injection, or a magic diet. Your hormones are all working together. But when you know about all these factors, you can do something about it. And for each person, start with the thing that matters most to you. What's going to impact your life the most first. And for most people, that is turning your fat-burning hormones back on. I call it epigenetic hormone shifting, and it's exactly what we did with Leilani. She started noticing the weight loss right away. Because here's the thing, when you start taking new actions, because you have this intention to lose weight, and you see results, it gives your brain, it gives your heart, it gives your body more momentum, reinforcement, evidence, and it changes your belief about your ability to lose fat again. So doing the thing that's going to take the belly fat off first is always something that we want to do. The next thing we do with Leilani is brain, heart, body alignment. It's when your intentions, your thoughts, your feelings, your breath, your heart frequency align instead of everything being chaotic and all over the place and not having any alignment or coherence. I am certified from the Heart Math Institute, and there are 2-minute workouts, exercises with her breath, intention, and alignment that she would do throughout the day to lower the stress hormones, to lower the cortisol, adrenaline, and unnecessary norepinephrine, and create space for hormones to heal. Those are the two factors that we focus on first with Leilani. And in case you're wondering, who's this guy telling you all about all this stuff? Why should I listen to him? I'm Tom, Thomas Miller, Coach Tom is what most people call me. And like I was saying, I have spent my life helping people. I was a teacher for the first 8 years of my life, career after college. And then I became full-time nutritionist, workout specialist, health professional. I've owned my own gym, but I was doing it all wrong for most of my career. It was over the last 5 years that I learned about hormone science and cognitive behavior therapy. And I learned from the Heart Math Institute. I learned that it's all connected. And in most cases, extra weight is a symptom of other underlying factors. So identifying the actions we can take instead of just telling people a bunch of philosophy is one of my key components. And making sure that I always give you more in life value than you ever give me in your own attention, time, money, or resources is one of my other core values. And I'm certain I can help anyone who's ready to be helped. Another story. Leilani was and is an extroverted person. She loves his laugh, smile, very social. Stacy is not. Stacy does not want her picture taken. Stacy does not want to get on calls. Stacy probably wouldn't turn her camera on right now. And she definitely didn't share her journey very much. Everyone's different. But Stacy had a similar situation. She was doing even more with her meal prepping, doing the things that her old nutritionist and coach taught her. She was frustrated because she even went deeper, cut out all the sweets, started doing group fitness classes, was doing everything that her old teaching and her old experience and what media says to do to lose weight. She was doing everything her doctor was saying to do to lose weight. The weight was not coming off. Same body, same face. 9 months of this. She had almost given up. She felt like something was wrong with her body that she could not figure out, and she was sort of doomed to be at that weight for the rest of her life. I had the same talk with her that I had with Leilani. Are you willing to do something completely natural that will feel unfamiliar and different than what you've done in the past? She goes, I don't know. I don't know. Like, she didn't want to do anything. She didn't want to waste her time, money, or resources on another solution. When I told her that if it doesn't work, you don't pay, but you have to give it your full attention and your full belief because belief matters, and she's glad she did. I'm glad she did. We focused on her hormones. We focused on her alignment instead of calories in, calories out. It eliminated a lot of her food stress, emotional eating, her sugar cravings went away, and her life changed. I mean, just look at the different energy levels. And she agreed to let me share these because I assured her that it will help someone else take that step to help them balance their hormones. And she was courageous enough to let me share this. Because with this picture, I'm going to teach you your first takeaway. Your belly line is your bottom line. Your belly line will tell you if your hormones are healthy or not. And your belly line is this area right above your navel. Notice how here her belly line is 8 inches smaller after she aligned her hormones. When your hormones are out of alignment, your belly line grows bigger. When they're not out of alignment, your belly line shrinks. And there's a reason for this. Visceral fat. But before we get to that, you don't need to go to your doctor to get a hormone test. You don't need to do the Dutch test. You don't need to do anything fancy. All you need is a flexible tape measure. And measure your belly line. It will tell you if your hormones are out of alignment. So women, if your belly line is bigger than 36 inches, your hormones are out of alignment. They're working against you. Your fat-burning hormones are turned off. Your belly line will show you the answer. So all I ask is that you measure it today, measure it again in a week. And if it's going down, that means you're on the right track, your hormones are aligning. Now, why is the belly line such a good indication? Visceral fat. Underneath your belly line is visceral fat. Visceral fat is different. Like, we don't love the fat below our arms. We don't love the fat that rubs when we walk, like on our thighs. But that's not harmful. That's subcutaneous fat. Subcutaneous fat is outside of the muscle. Visceral fat only exists in your abdomen area, and it's around your organs. Visceral fat is alive and active. It is actually excreting harmful compounds, harmful for your body, harmful for your hormones, all day long. So the longer you have the visceral fat, the less healthy your hormones get, the less healthy your body gets. The cytokines and the adiptogens, fancy words, but those are creating issues in your whole entire body. The visceral fat, insulin resistance, inflammation, adrenal fatigue. So when the visceral fat goes down, your hormones are getting healthier. But for as long as you have visceral fat, the less healthy your hormones get. Direct correlation. A person, when you see their organ area that did not have visceral fat and one that did, you can see the toxic damage it does. So what do you do about it? We don't want this. I'm going to give you a step you can start doing tomorrow morning. Heck, you can start doing it today. We got to get your gut microbiome healthy. That way the visceral fat goes away. And this simple elixir, which, by the way, in the first 20 years of my career, I did not believe it was as useful as people said. That's just hokey pokey. I was wrong. Recent research has proven just the impact it has on your gut microbiome and the ability to get rid of the visceral fat, the ability to improve your gut health, to take away the inflammation is worth it. And you don't need to go buy Bragg's. I found this brand at Costco, just as good, costs way less, and works great. 1 tablespoon of this every morning will start healing your gut microbiome, start eliminating the visceral fat, and start aligning your hormones. All of these solutions I'll give you are connected, going towards one common goal, and that's healing your hormones. And when your hormones are healthy, your weight will go back to your true, authentic, healthy weight. And here's why. Your HPA axis is talking to both brains, your gut brain, your heart brain, the brain in your head, communicating what hormones to release and not release. So when your gut health gets healthier, or you make any of the positive changes I'll recommend, your HPA axis tells your body to release the healthy hormones. What about your thyroid? So many women I talk to say, I think I have something going on with my thyroid. Or they're already on T3 or T4 medication for their thyroid because their doctor diagnosed them with a thyroid issue. If your hormones are out of alignment and your HPA axis is out of alignment, of course your thyroids are out of alignment. That is part of the deal because thyroid is a metabolism hormone, and if things are not aligned, that's going to show up out of alignment too. But taking thyroid medicine may give you some temporary relief, but it's not going to fix the problem. Doctors are diagnosing it as a thyroid issue when really it's an alignment issue. Lots of things you can do. But again, we're not going to focus on trying to do everything all at once. I'm going to give you some action steps you can take away and start doing today, right now. And the first one, I emailed this to you. Hopefully you got it yesterday. If not, here it is again. Your habits matter. So every morning, if you start the first 6 minutes of your day with this daily morning ritual, which includes a tablespoon of apple cider vinegar, it's at the top. I call this your morning mojo. I just put a tablespoon of apple cider vinegar in a little cup, fill it with water. You don't want to drink it straight. Drink it with the water, then drink 20 ounces of water after that. You have started your gut microbiome healing process and you've hyperhydrated. Bam! I call that your morning mojo. Then there's 2 minutes of movement you can do pretty easily. And then there's a mindset exercise. If you do this every morning, in 30 days, your gut microbiome will be healthier, your mindset will be healthier, and your body will align as an authentic, healthy version of yourself. Because your intentions, your actions, and the hormone changes all align with what you want. And if you want even more, get direct sunlight first thing in the morning. It improves your melatonin balance. And melatonin is a hormone. And the melatonin, when that's aligned, helps all the other hormones. And then if you make your bed also, you've already done 7 things. You've already taken 7 healthy actions. So throughout the day, if you see yourself in the mirror and say, man, when am I going to lose this weight? And the negative thoughts start, you can say, hey, today's a healthy success already. I'm a healthy success already. And that's going to change your hormone alignment. What we think about and the emotions those thoughts release impacts our hormones. So here it is. Morning ritual. Do it every morning. Makes a difference. All right. Small potatoes, you say. I can do that morning ritual. Tell me how to get rid of the fat. All right. Here's how you do it. And if you only did this, you would burn fat. And this is just science. I call it epigenetic hormone shifting. You get to balance your hormones while you lose body fat. You also get to continue healing your gut microbiome, all by changing your eating strategy. And the reason it works is your body shifts. The shift is where the healing happens. What's the shift mean? Everybody has a metabolism shift point. Most people it happens after 12 hours. Some people it happens a little later. It's when you shift from fat storage to fat burning. Now, when I work with a client one-on-one, we actually work together to discover their actual specific shift point. But let's just assume yours is at 12 hours. What that means is, at around 12 hours, insulin's going down and your body's shifting fuel tanks. After a certain amount of time, your body shifts. Because our body can only run on 1 or 2 sources of fuel. It's either running on the glucose, aka sugar, from food we've recently eaten. And if it's not running on sugar, our body only has 1 more fuel source it can run on. We're like a hybrid car, a Prius. We're either running on gas or electricity. So for us, it's either sugar, aka glucose, or, all right, ladies, who's brave enough to type it in the chat? We're either running on sugar, glucose, or type it in the chat. I bet you'll get it right, especially since it rhymes with chat. Yep, fat. That's it. We're either running on sugar or we're running on fat. That's it. Most Americans are running on only the sugar tank because food is so abundant, so accessible, and it's so available that we don't shift into fuel tank number 2. Now, how does this impact your hormones? Well, when you're running in fuel tank 1, insulin's running the show. But when you shift, there's 2 other hormones that come out, glucagon and HGH. Oh, we love these hormones. We want these hormones. We want them more. These are the fat-burning hormones. Let's talk about Lucy. I'm going to tell a story about shifting. Lucy, very successful professional, has been on HRTs, estrogen, progesterone, bioidentical, the really good stuff, for over 15 years. Her extra 25 pounds would not come off. She works out more than me, 6 times a week. I work out 3, maybe 4, 6. She's been doing it forever. Changing diets, changing nutritionists, changing trainers. Weight wouldn't come off. All we needed to do together was her hormone shifting. We literally just had to change how and when she was eating and make sure that she prioritized protein. And guess what? Boom! That's halfway through. Then the weight's off. We hit her goal. Now here's why it's awesome. We didn't lose weight, we lost the body fat. Her body fat went down by 15%. That's huge. So all the weight she lost was fat. And here's why. Notice the belly line difference. Once again, belly line goes down when our hormones get healthy. The reason she kept the muscle and lost the fat was human growth hormone. With every client I work with, my big objectives is to get them into a growth hormone release state once a week, once every 2 weeks, or once a month. Some people twice a week, where we shift in such a way that our body's naturally releasing growth hormone. And a lot of the compliments the women I work with get, you look younger. Because growth hormone is not only the fastest fat burner, it's also like a fountain of youth. So we can do all of this naturally. So if you've heard of intermittent fasting, this is not it. This is not intermittent fasting. It's not keto. This is a specific strategic time eating plan for each woman. Every woman has different plans. All the women I've showed you so far, they all had different shifting plans. Because it all starts with your natural metabolism shift point. Dr. Mindy Pelz calls it metabolic switching. Dr. Peter Avia calls it intermittent hormone shifting. Dr. Jason Fung just calls it fasting. I call it creating space. Creating space for your hormones to align. Strategically timing your food to heal your hormones. And we're doing this to heal your hormones. Weight loss, fat loss, losing the belly fat, that's just one of the many side benefits and perks. And I'm going to teach you how to shift today. Just in case you decide, I don't like this guy's voice, I don't want to talk to him ever again, you at least have this plan and you can start doing it. Day 1, eat like you normally do. 3 meals inside a 10 to 12 hour window. Day 2, 2 meals inside a 6-hour window. Day 3, back to normal eating. 3 meals, 12-hour window. However you're used to eating now, that's how you'll do on the yellows. Day 4, 2 meals inside a 5-hour eating window. Another normal day. And day 6, 1 meal inside a 2-hour eating window. And then you're going to go right back to the beginning and repeat. Now, this is a good starting solution for anyone that's ready to shift. Notice how it's a different thing each day. It's the shifting from one fuel tank to the other that's going to align your hormones and burn the belly fat. Now, this is a good starter plan. It'll work. Some people will take off their first 5 pounds, some people their first 10, but it's a starter plan, and it's not meant to be your ongoing forever plan. But I wanted to give you something you can start with. What you eat matters. You already knew that. You already know that if you eat McDonald's and Krispy Kreme every day, probably going to gain some fat. You knew that already, so I'm not going to bore you with it. When you eat matters, and how you eat matters too. Another story. I love Reba. I love her because she has made her living taking care of other people. She's a therapist. And she has covered up her extra body fat for so many years. It took her losing her first 10 pounds before she would send me her first picture. And to be honest, she didn't want anyone ever seeing her pictures. It was only because of the success she's had so far. And she believes that if she shares with other people, it will help them as well. And because she now believes that this is possible. Because for years, she stopped trusting her body. She gave up hope because everything she tried did not work and just made her feel worse about herself. And this is someone who understands psychology, who understands beliefs, who understands intentions and thoughts and the power of feelings. So though she understands it and is able to help her own clients with it, she wasn't applying it to her own life. And she was so scared to postpone food. I can't wait to eat. And that has dual meaning. Like, I don't want to wait that long, and sometimes we use food to feel better. And sometimes it's not that we're physically hungry, it's that we want to feel better. We want the dopamine and the neurotransmitters that come from eating. Down 10 pounds. Believe it or not, this is down 20, but now she's brave enough not to constrict it all with a tight shirt. And that's another thing I notice people doing is they wear the very strategically planned clothing to make it look like and feel like the fat's not there, and stressing out when they're getting dressed and picking out clothes. Down 30 pounds, starting to smile. But she did not start off with intermittent hormone shifting. She started off with another thing even more simple than that. Now, she eventually got to intermittent hormone shifting, but that's not what she started with. But so far, now she's down almost 55 pounds since I put together this slideshow. So it's continuing for Reba. She's going to lose 100 pounds. If you come back and watch this a few months from now, she'll be down 100 pounds. Maybe 4 or 5 more months. We'll just see. But she did not start with intermittent hormone shifting. She didn't start with many of the hard things. She started with this one simple thing. Eat sane. Eat sane. Don't stuff. Don't starve. That means if you're full, stop eating. If you're satisfied, stop eating. Don't eat more just because it tastes good and feels good and you like the feeling. Teach your body, and I call it hunger awareness, to stop when you feel satisfied. But don't ever go on a diet again. When you eat until you're satisfied. Don't stop and try to eat fewer calories because you think it will help you lose weight. It will not. Diets don't work, so we don't do diets. And the most important macro is prioritizing protein. Make protein your predominant calorie source because every cell in your body is the two most important components of every cell is the protein and the DNA. And the DNA cannot exist without the protein, and the DNA creates the protein. We need protein for healthy cells. So if you are in a healing period of your life where you're healing your hormones in your body, prioritize protein. Stop eating 3 hours before bed and wait at least an hour in the morning before you eat. And strengthen food awareness. Food awareness. Just becoming aware. The act of being aware. Not changing anything, but being aware of what the F am I putting in my mouth. Now, I did that so you would remember it, because, let's face it, food is a 4-letter F word. Not that one, but it is a 4-letter F word, and some of us don't have the best relationship with food. A lot of times we use food for friends, for fun, for flavor. We were talking earlier, feelings. Food is the most commonly used anti-anxiety and anti-depression prescription. And it's because it's legal. It's not drugs, it's not alcohol, it's not smoking, it's not bad, but it's hurting our health. So just the act of asking yourself, I wish I had some food right here. I'll give you a little image. Say this rock was food. Before putting it in my mouth, this is where it happens. Ask yourself, what am I putting this in my mouth for? What is this for? Am I eating this for fun, for food, for fuel, for healing, for flavor? Am I eating it for feelings? And still eat the rock or the food. You can still eat it if you want, but just becoming aware of it changes neuroplasticity programs, changes your epigenetics, and will change your hormones. And sooner or later, you will start making decisions without willpower that align with your true intention. But it will not change until you raise your food awareness. This has a neurohormonal change. It impacts your hormones, your neuroplasticity, awareness alone. So just becoming aware can change. All right, I promised you 4 things. Here they are. I'm going to give you 5. Start healing your gut microbiome with a daily morning ritual. I emailed it to you so you have your own copy. Stop eating 3 hours before bed. Wait an hour in the morning. Start shifting your metabolism hormones with that starter system I gave you. And eat sane. Don't stuff, don't starve, prioritize protein. And food awareness. And the thing about food awareness, that's the beginning of neuroepigenetic hormone shifting. This is where it gets fun and interesting. Another word for neuroepigenetic hormone shifting is brain, body, beats, and breath. They're all connected. So there's lots of things hormone shifting and healing your body entails. But is it okay if I give you just one more before we wrap this up or answer any questions? You guys won't be mad if I give you one more piece of value? All right, let's do it. Stress is making you sick. But you can't just call it stress. It's what the hormones are doing, what your body's doing, and how it's impacting your body's ability to get back to its healthy place again, to align again. And we say stress, there are so many different forms of stress. There's acute stress, there's chronic stress. Is it an anger stress? Is it a scared stress? So we have to get more specific, and we have to stop wearing stress as a badge of honor. But that's all philosophical. What can you do about it? First off, cortisol, we need it to wake up, we need it to shift, we need it to overcome changes in our environment, but all day long, it's making us sick. I don't know about you, childhood wasn't great. Grew up in a really poor family, kind of wore the same clothes to school every day. It's kind of smaller for my age. I got bullied, didn't like it. I don't know if you've ever been bullied in your life, but I'm here to tell you, you're being bullied right now by cortisol and insulin. They are the bully hormones. They push down the feel-good hormones, the metabolism hormones, the sex hormones. Insulin pushes down estrogen and testosterone. Cortisol pushes down the feel-good hormones. These two hormones, we need them, but when they are going crazy, when they're overloaded, they bully down the other hormones. What can you do about it? The hormone shifting I showed you will lower insulin. But now we gotta do something about cortisol and the other fight or flight hormones. If this ever happened to you, you make a goal, you set an intention, I'm gonna lose some weight. You start eating better, working out, drinking more water, getting more sleep, but the weight doesn't come off. And if it does, it doesn't stay off. What's that all about? Intention, actions, outcome. Seems pretty straightforward. It's not how the human body works. Because we have these thoughts, these feelings, these actions, and these default beliefs. Those exist in our program brain, our default brain network, our unconscious. And just to make a default belief program really obvious, just imagine the last time you were driving in the car with a friend or a family member. You're having a great conversation. You're driving. You're talking back and forth, You're driving. Next thing you know, you're pulling into the parking lot. You park, and you realize I was not even paying attention to the road. I wasn't paying attention to driving. I was so into that conversation. You look back. There's no dead bodies. There's no accident. No tickets. Your default program took over in a positive way, but it also takes over in ways that are working against us. They're default programs that have been there for so long and so familiar, we don't even recognize them anymore. Now, sometimes a feeling creates a thought, and sometimes a thought creates a feeling. But they both create hormones. Both of them impact our hormones. And sometimes we're thinking the same thought all day long, again and again. Research shows that we think an average of 70,000 thoughts a day. 90% of them are repeat thoughts. And 70% of them are fear-based, stress-based, or unpleasant thoughts that release unpleasant hormones. And these thoughts and feelings, undesired behaviors that feel good in the moment, but we regret later. We all do it. We all have our programs. We all have behaviors and thoughts and feelings that we'd like to change. And underneath them are these beliefs that we had installed early in life or that came up when a life trauma or event happened that are pushing opposite to what we truly want. It's like we have this ongoing battle between what we really want in these past beliefs. Words have energy. They become our beliefs if we say them enough. Our thoughts, we turn them into words. They become our beliefs. And our beliefs determine how we perceive the world and the emotions that come from that. Emotions and beliefs, actions. Actions become our habits. Our habits become our values. And that becomes our lifestyle. And the life we are living right now today is because of our lifestyle. And every single one of these has a hormonal component. These default programs, I call them self-protective. They're stored pain. And sometimes they're shame pain. We don't even want to think about it. We don't want to deal with it. We don't want anyone else to know about it. So we shame it down. And these are powerful bursts of opposing energy. And they lead to self-doubt, addiction, procrastination, putting yourself last, ignoring our internal knowledge, our internal wisdom, not being connected with a power greater than ourselves or other people, like over worrying, over planning, over caring, always expecting the worst, overeating. These are all products of these default beliefs, and they're working against us because they're the defaults. This is all part of neuroplasticity and epigenetics. I don't have to explain everything this means, but it's what I said from the beginning. Your breath, your brain, your body, your beats, it all comes together. Your hormones are part of the equation. Your thoughts and beliefs, part of the equation. Your life actions, what you do every day, and the environment you're in, part of the equation. They all work together to impact your hormones. And how these change and interact decides, are you going to have a breakthrough or a breakdown? If we keep doing the same things, going to the familiar programs, the familiar thoughts, the familiar beliefs, the familiar feelings, we're going to have the same hormones. And our gene expression will stay the same. Nothing changes, it just gets worse. Or we change. So just imagine you have this battle going on between what you really want and your old programs. But when you align your default programs, your thoughts, your intentions, and your beliefs and words, your goals come true. You realize your true health again, your true self again. All right. I love that part. It's my favorite part of the program. Quick review. You have lots of hormones. They're all connected. You're not going to be able to solve a problem by isolating one hormone. Motion hormones, sex hormones, metabolism hormones, they're all working together. When the same cycle continues, more breakdown continues. But when you change the cycle, all of these connect. And when you change the cycle in the direction you want, growth, evolving instead of entropy and dying, well, we all have the ability at any given time to release different gene expression, neurotransmitters, and hormones, and have a whole different experience. Your HPA axis is the hormone control center of your body. If you inject an artificial hormone, your HPA axis picks it up, and it still is off balance. It doesn't balance by more artificial stuff. It balances by you aligning your breath, your brain, your body, your beats, and your eats. I like that it rhymes. Eat sane. Don't stuff, don't starve. These are going to regulate leptin and ghrelin, two of your metabolism hormones. Prioritize protein. It's going to help keep your cells healthy and improve your epigenetics. And practice food awareness. Food awareness is your first neuroepigenetic shift. You actually start changing the way your brain's wired. Now, I gave you a starting shifting strategy. But when I meet with you one-on-one, I'm going to take into account your hormone history, your metabolism history, any dieting you've done, how long you've had the extra body fat, where you are in your menopause state, your metabolic somatotype, and other life factors. That way we can personalize your shifting strategy and make it your lifestyle. Hopefully you're pumped up. Maybe you're a little overwhelmed because that was a lot of information. Maybe you want a breakthrough. Maybe you are tired of trying to figure this out on your own. Start with a decision. Every change, every breakthrough, every transformation starts with a decision. And that decision becomes a new intention. Yes, I gave you lots of good stuff. You can take it, use it on your own. Or I can guide you through and get you personalized results with a game plan personalized for you. All the women I showed you had different plans. Same components, different order, and different adjustments for that woman. Now, if you're thinking to yourself, oh, that's too good to be true, this is where he sells us something. Look at it like this. I'm going to invite you to something, and I'm going to give you something. I'm going to give you $500 of value. And if you're thinking like Jennifer, oh, I don't have 90 days. I'm going on vacation. Plus, I'm too old. This will never work for me. I said to Jennifer, this works if you're on vacation. This works if you're with family, traveling. This works because it's a lifestyle shift. It's not a diet. You don't have to go to the gym every day. You just have to follow your most important things. When I work with a client, every client has their MIT. What's the most important thing? Or their second MIT. Because we can't focus on everything at once. It just gives us brain clutter. And not only did she lose weight from the beginning, she lost weight when she was on vacation, and she was nice enough to post it. Looks like she lost 3 or 4 pounds on vacation, eating whatever she wanted, and loves it. She's so glad she worked with me for 90 days. However, she thinks I'm Coach Tim, not Coach Tom, but that's okay. So, reserve your spot, $49. It's completely refundable. If you decide you don't like it, don't want to do it, it's completely applied if you decide to do it. And to make it really worth your time and effort, I'm throwing in a course, full-scale 28-day course, has workouts, metabolism shifting, everything. So if you decide to do it on your own, you have a 28-day course to do it on your own. I'm throwing that in just for you scheduling your breakthrough session with me. And during the breakthrough session, I'll have a personalized game plan laid out for you. That way I can show you what's working for other people in your situation and a game plan for you. Basically one-on-one. So this is like a deposit to show that you are ready to make a decision and get serious and at least get an hour of one-on-one coaching and the 28-day breakthrough course. Like I said, I want to give you more value. You give me money. So total value is $800. I normally charge $299. It's yours for $49, and it's a deposit. Meaning, if you don't feel like it's that valuable, then I will refund it back to you or apply it to our 90-day solution, whichever you choose. Because all you have to lose is the belly fat. Even if you're a registered nurse that nothing worked for, that you know how the body works, you know how health works, but yet it didn't work for you. When we incorporated the hormone shifting, the authentic alignment, the breath work, and the heart math work, it changed. Deb does not need me anymore. That's the only hazard of my field is after you learn to do this, you don't need anyone else to help you again. You're able to apply it into your own life and live the remaining of our lives, because none of us are getting younger, the happiest, healthiest version of ourselves. It is completely possible for anyone, but it's not as simple as one hormone. I want you to know that $49, and you get it applied to whatever service you choose, and if you don't like any of it, you get it refunded back. And when you go to this site, it'll say exactly what I just told you. $49 deposit, fully refundable. And after you get this, I will instantly send you the course, and it'll take you to a place to schedule your one-on-one call with me. I'll send you some homework, dial that in, and then the breakthrough begins.